guys, Craig here from Giffers Electrical. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have got an EICR to do on this cottage or country house really. What we've got, so we got obviously incoming smart meter and then obviously old MK Century board. There is a cover for it, I've just taken it off already. TT based system. And obviously you've got, there's bonding already going to the gas. Haven't seen the main incoming water yet. Client's moving in today, so plan of action will be to test all the downstairs, so that they'll have coffee and tea making facilities, obviously the most important things. At some point they've got the internet guys come in, GigaClear, so if they turn up and she's not here, she's happy for me to tell them where to put it. But it's pretty straightforward. Obviously we've got not many sockets in here. We've obviously got one down by the door, another one there, the fireplace, socket there, and it's all surface mount, so they obviously didn't want, whoever owned it properly didn't want to you know, recess the boxes in. We're then in conservatory, so obviously I think there's a radiator behind there, but socket there, socket there. Is there one here as well? Yeah, and a socket down there as well. So nice new carpets, don't want to mess with those. Obviously some interesting light fittings, not to my taste, but I think they were left here by the previous owner. Obviously bathroom, so obviously, well, water closet I guess, little light in there, pull cord, light, I assume they look as though they might just be battery, but we'll obviously check those. The kitchen itself, we've got light switch just for the little outhousey bit. Plenty of sockets in the kitchen. There's more sockets in here than there is in the actual living room. I guess some digital thermostat or something. What we got? Anything in here? Obviously, little undercover cupboard. Oh, obviously somebody's done a fuse for this light. And if we head upstairs, some lovely switching socket on the stairs. These are pretty cool. Here are the old books. And then as we go up, again, another socket on the landing. Airing cupboard, so presumably this would have been, that's a cracking bit of pipe work, isn't it? So nothing, can't actually get under there, but presumably it was where the old water tank was or something. We got obviously extractor fan, light, power shower. So obviously the pull cord for the shower, and then so we've got light switch, 2 sockets in here, and then the lighting. Yep, no other sockets in that room. And then in this room we've got, well, got another socket down there. In this room we've got 2 sockets, nothing. Light switch. They really like those these. They really like these types of switches. Not a fan myself, but. And then this little room, I think we've got 1 socket by the door. Yeah, nothing behind that door. Nothing behind the carpet. So I think again there's only 2 sockets and the other one's in there. And then if we go up into the lofty area, what have we got up here? It's quite nice actually. So we've got, oh god, again, one of these switches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sockets in here. See a little bit of, you can't see in there at all, but a little bit of storage, in these eaves. That's quite nice. And yeah, I can see the cable. So the sockets up here are certainly off a ring. probably not on their own. I would imagine they're connected to the existing one from. And then if we go into, presumably, oh yeah, so we got loft, little storage in the loft. So what we got? Oh, lovely. And there's even, oh, thankfully somebody's cut out. So we'll have to look at that, maybe sort that out while we're here. Not a fan of leaving stuff like that. What we got? We got junction box down there. It's all a bit of a hash in here. I mean, look, somebody's used. Oh, don't worry about a bend. We don't need a bend. We'll just chop it a little bit. And obviously it comes down. Where's that going? Goes under the floor. I can't really see that, as long as it tests right, I suppose. So we've got 2 feeds. Yeah, we've got 2 feeds. That comes up here. Lovely jubbly. Not the neatest, but so that's the, I suppose that's the grand tour of the house, guys. What I will do is obviously I'm going to get set up. I'm going to quickly ring the DNO because there's no means of really safely isolating. But see if they'll let me pull the fuse. I mean it's SSEN, so they're actually pretty good round here. They normally just let us get on with it. Being NIC, they're happy for us to generally pull them. So I'll give them a call, double check, and then crack on with the job. Catch you in a bit. Right, so I've just gone through the property and just tried to identify my circuit. So definitely have a cooker on that one, definitely have shower on that one. Those are upstairs, downstairs lights. Downstairs lights do all the downstairs, upstairs does all the upstairs, thankfully. But the upstairs sockets is only the upstairs sockets. It doesn't do, helps if I actually show you on there, it doesn't actually do the loft. So the cooker, the lights and the shower are all correct. The upstairs, 32 amp breaker, so presumably a ring, I haven't taken it off yet, or a final circuit for those who really want to be picky. It doesn't do the loft. The downstairs final circuit is for all the downstairs. This one is the kitchen, the utility, which is what I'm in at the moment, which is where the fuse board is. It also does the loft circuits and the boiler. There doesn't appear to be a fused connection for the boiler. So cable goes up, literally there is a room above us, a bedroom. So cable comes up here. Under the floor, customers had the new floors put in, carpet laid, so not really much I can do about that. This socket is off the downstairs ring. These two are off the kitchen utility circuit, as are these. But that's a downstairs ring. That's the kitchen. This is definitely for the cooker. It's actually faulty. I can't get my test plug in there, but it is definitely the cooker. No idea what this is doing because it doesn't affect the cooker. It doesn't. I know it's obviously, obviously a power breaker or something, for an LCD, but it doesn't appear to do anything. So no idea where that goes. This one is for the downstairs ring, which they then put in the light on. So, and I've just spoken with the DNO, SSEN. They're happy for me to go ahead, pull the fuse. They've got no qualms with that. I've got replacement meter seals, so they're happy for me to just go ahead and do it, which is brilliant because based on what I'm going to, depending on what I see when I open up the board, I'll probably recommend to the client that we go ahead and maybe change this for an RCBO board, because at the moment it's obviously one main RCD, which is 80 amp, I don't know if you can see that, 80 amp, 100 milliamp, and so far I haven't done the proper full test on it. I mean, they've just moved in, so the been negligible, but just a rough calculation, about 125 to 130 amps. based on current setup. So we've actually got 4 32 amp breakers, 2 6 amp breakers, and a 40 amp breaker, which is for the shower. So yeah, I'm gonna whip this off, see what fuse we got in there, and yeah, get cracking. Much better. There you go. So yeah, smart meter. So if the meter monkeys turn up, which, you know, everyone's got one of those, you know, everyone's got one of those friends. You know, my mate got pulled by the meter monkeys. Well, I've got the name, I've got what time, I record every conversation, so I've got all the details of who I spoke to, what time I spoke to him, what I did. So if the meter monkeys turn and go, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, mate. Well, first off, there's no means of actually safely isolating this system without pulling that fuse. I don't care what you say. The regulations state I've got to be safe, so I'm pulling it. So yeah, I'll pull the main fuse out. You can see I've already de-energized the system, obviously working backwards. I took the opportunity to actually do the test button, so that worked. So we're now completely de-energized from here. So I'm gonna yank this bad boy. So obviously that's it. I mean, you know, potentially says it's 100 amp, but obviously we don't know what's inside. So I am gonna undo this. Can we do this with one hand? Yep. Nope. There we go. There we go. It's a coming. So obviously, I know Mr. Savory did one of these the other day. Oh, it actually is 100 amp. Excellent. So I'm going to take that out, keep the fuse with me, and then put put the empty back in, because obviously that is obviously exposed, so it's still, you know, if somebody was dumb enough to come along and stick their finger in it, I mean, obviously that's natural selection, obviously, but you know, we need to be making sure that it is safe in the event that somebody does come along and decides to do a little bit of investigation. You know, we don't want them to, we don't really want them to obviously sacrifice their lives for the benefit of all humankind. No, that would be wrong. So there we go, that is going to sit with me. That is going in the trusty pocket. So we'll put this back together. So obviously there is no means of actually so I have the client is absolutely happy for me to film today. I asked her last night and she said, oh, as long as I'm not on camera. So yeah, so we won't be putting her on camera, but we should be able to get a nice, you know, it shouldn't take too long for the EICR, to be fair, but because obviously we're doing filming, it'll, you know, I want to try and get as much info as possible for you guys, really. You know, at the end of the day, I don't do this for my benefit. You know, I'm doing it for you guys, and as all the, you know, as the other guys do. You know, Mr. Bundy, Jordan, and you know, so just make sure. Yeah, we're still off. Yeah. So right, we need to go. So I'm gonna get the board off. I'll get the board off, and we'll have a quick look inside. So there we go, guys. Yes. So taking the lid off, we've got, this is the shower feed. Absolutely brilliant bit of work. Yeah, not sleeved properly. I'll probably put a bootlace ferrule on it just because I can. Bring it actually into the board properly. So nothing seems to be doubled up, which is good. Which means, obviously, what was it? I think it was this breaker here. No, this one here. This one is the kitchen, the utility, the loft circuit, the boiler circuit. But obviously it's just a standard ring. So there's obviously somebody's obviously fitted a junction box somewhere. So that's going to be fun to try and investigate. It's probably under the floor, which is now completely carpeted. Tails coming in, and believe it or not, this is our to our earth rod. I kid you not, I haven't even undone that. That is pants. Not having that at all. So yeah, not bad. I don't think it'll take us long to actually test. Gonna get the downstairs stuff done first, so that they've got, you know, all the coffee making facilities and whatnot. Yeah, so I think those are 1 mils. Yeah, that's probably 1 mil, 1.5. Oh god. Again, I'm just not even having to pull hard on some of these, and so whoever fitted these did a really piss poor job. Oh, Kentucky Fried Butterfly. Yeah, so we'll pop that back out. Where are you? There you are. So yeah, it's all a bit nasty. I'm gonna seal this hole up with some foam once we're done. Just so we'll give it a tidy up as well while we're in here. Just yeah, make it clean. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Obviously, it's all the, you know, black and red, so there's no mixed colours. We will put an inspection and testing label on there as well once we're done. But yeah, I'll get cracking. So we're just going to do continuity of the line, neutral, and then obviously CPCs for this first ring, which we're downstairs. So excuse the noise in the background. Clients just all the kits turned up, so they're moving in. So let's just test this stuff. You can see it. So we've got 0.43. Get these going on the. Right, so that's the neutral, 0.43, and the CPCs are 1.5, so we should have 1.67, 0.93, I don't know if you can see that, 0.95-ish, so I tell you what guys, whoever wired this, every socket so far, all the CPCs are joined together. So I'm going through and having to separate them. We've already found one issue off the. So this one socket in the kitchen. So this one socket in the kitchen is actually off the downstairs ring. Everything else in here is the kitchen, but you can see from here. I don't know how. See it? Some thermal damage there. Basically, the lines just pulled straight out of the socket. So yeah, going to be a busy day. Yeah. So there we go. So far so good. The ring's good. We've got continuity on the ring, which is good. Just the CPC's all joined. So yeah, going to go through and just separate them all, re-sleeve them, and I'll do that for the upstairs as well, as and when as we get to it. Okay, what is going on here? So this feed looks to be going over to the socket over there. It's in that direction. So we've now got this cable here. Obviously it's all earthed to the back box as well, which is good, but I haven't got a Scooby-Doo as to where that's going at the moment. So keep looking, I guess. Okay, so I'm at the back of the conservatory. I know exactly what this cable is now. So this is obviously an armoured. So it goes straight in. Obviously it wasn't glanded in the back, and it runs down, down, down. You can still see it. So obviously, by all accounts, I think it's probably running to the shed, summer house. Yep, there it is. Let's have a sneaky peek. Yeah, So little mini socket. So this one, there's no, I mean look, this is definitely a Dave job, isn't it? I mean, DIY Dave, do it at his best. Christ, so yeah, so that's a spur off the actual ring. So we'll look to recommend getting that properly glanded off, and because it's not glanded off here either, so yeah, we'll look to have it done properly. There we go. Let's flip it back on. There we go. So yeah, I'll have a chat with the client when we're done, make sure we get that properly glanded off. But that, I think that's it in terms of outdoor power. So that's good. So no issues anywhere else. So right, time to get this sleeving on downstairs. So I've done I just need to do the kitchen stuff, but obviously we can sleeve the downstairs ring. I'll double check the kitchen while I'm at it, and if we've got to sleeve it all, we've got to sleeve it all. Right, so we've moved on to doing the lighting. So we'll start in the kitchen. Basically, class 2 fitting, obviously it's gone into a ceiling rose pendant that actually somebody's then buried up. So obviously we'll check off that. DIY Dave's done a proper nice go at this. This is obviously jointed, and then they've used 2.5. It's quite rigid, but that's that one there. Based BS8005 atom cable. So that is, yeah, 2.5. Somebody's decided, no, this class 1 fitting doesn't need an earth. Who cares? So they've cut that off there. Presumably it should be okay there, but we'll obviously check that. It might not be, that might only be 2, I can't really tell, so I'll look. Obviously we'll check the light switches and everything. So double pole switch, I say double pole, 2-way switch, 2 gang, 1 up, 1 down, and then this one is for outside lights. Bathroom, so bathroom fitting, in class 1 fitting, that one has no CPC whatsoever. You can see liner neutral, no CPC. This one thankfully does have CPC. Obviously we'll check those. That one is direct. This one's actually okay. It does have the correct connections. These two on the wall, although CPCs go to them, they actually don't go anywhere. They've snapped off their lugs, so they're as useful as a chocolate fire guard. So and then light switch here. So yeah, pretty straightforward downstairs, but yeah, lots of not correctly, I wouldn't say not correctly wired, but you know, there's a couple of issues there that really could have been addressed or should have been addressed, but based from what the customer's saying, the guy who owned this property before liked to do everything himself, so explains a lot. So what we've got, guys, most of these metal fittings unfortunately have been wired in by somebody who doesn't care. They don't need an earth. So as you see, there's no CPC on that flex whatsoever, and I can't put any more down. It's now stuck. So yeah, that's why. I mean, as good as the Q-Tech light adapters are, you still need to obviously take down the fitting to actually make sure you got a CPC there. So obviously, you know, all right. You know, so you can't really do anything with that one. So another thing to mark down on the installation report. Right. So we're now on to the testing of the final circuit, which happens to be the final circuit for upstairs. So these. Now the reason one of those CPCs is not in a sleeve is because they had actually wrapped it in one sleeve for both of them. So we got line, we got, you see that, 0.27, So let's do the neutrals. We got neutrals. We've got 0.28. Okay. So and then if I do CPCs, so these ones are 0.68. So do the old calculations. 0.4. Let's quickly put these back on. So 0.28. Do it again. 0.28. Yeah, so they are definitely consistent. 0.67. Okay. So we got 0.28, 0.28, 0.67. Right. Okay, so have a quick look. So 0.28. Okay. Well, if they're 1 mil, that'd be right. So, yeah. Because if they're 0.28, if we time that by 1.67, which is if it was a 1.5 mil CSA, we'd have 0.46. But it does use 1 mil CPCs in this property. So, yeah. So we are absolutely bang on, and we've got a ring. We've got a final circuit, so that's absolutely blinding. So happy days, we do have an intact ring. In fact, we have 1, 2, 3 intact rings. So yeah, now we just need to go upstairs, and I bet every socket upstairs will have the CPCs sleeved together. So I'll get this sorted and then linked out, and then we'll go upstairs. Cool. So we'll start with the socket in the hall. I know obviously on the Young SCRs you only have to do, you know, a percentage, or you can do just a percentage of the sockets, but having done, obviously I did all the downstairs ones, so I'm pretty confident that this is all going to be the same, that they're going to be joined CPCs. This one being the hall, I suspect is probably, I thought it was going to be a spur, but it isn't. Oh no, it is. Well, it's not. It spurs. So this one's actually the ring, and then the one behind it is the spur. And yeah, just as I thought, they've joined the CPCs together. So let's get you in a little bit closer. So that's your spur. That's your CPCs for the ring, which they've kindly put together. So I'm going back around afterwards and changing all these so that they are all individually sleeved. So but I'll just check the connections. See, you've actually got the additional, obviously, earth location there, so they could have put that in there, but whatever, they didn't. So just make sure the connection's tight, do the test, and then like I said, go back round afterwards and then replace all the sleeves. Wow, that's loose. The amount of loose connections I've come across is unbelievable. So right, pop that on, and we're getting 0.32. So actually, that's not too bad. I think I calculated it should have been around about 0.44. So yeah, no, that's pretty, that's good actually. Right, so I'll just do some more sockets. So we'll start in this bedroom here. I think we've got one socket there. There's obviously a double socket just here as you go in, but that's a spur. So we'll check them in those rooms. Let's have a quick look. Let's, so 0.34, so I'll whip that cover off and we'll just have a quick look to see what we get. And then I always test the other side as well, just, you know, you should get the same reading, but you know, over time you might get a bit of dust and grime in there that might prevent you from getting a solid reading. These are all very loose. No signs of thermal damage though, which is good. So, and actually we're not far off. We're getting very similar readings. Let's pop that back in. So we got again 0.37 now. Yep. Let's pop it into the other one. That's actually dropping down. 0.3. Let's just try the other side again. Oh, there we go. Brilliant. 0.3, 0.29, give or take. So, perfect. On that one, we can just put back on. It is just a spur. So yeah, obviously. But yeah, I suspect all the sockets, as with the rest of the house, they're all going to be joined. So the CPCs will be sleeved together, which is a real pain. But they aren't twisted together, which is actually quite nice. So it's just a case of pull them out and then re-sleeve the empty one, so, or sleeveless one rather. Cool. Right. I'm going to get cracking with these. It's really warm in this house. They love the heating on, so I'm going to open some windows and get cracking. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so it's now time for live testing. So I'm going to start off doing the loop test. So I've got my Q-Tech set to loop. I'm going to pop that into neutral first, then to line. So they're in. You can see that they're in. Right. I'm connected up to the CPC for the going to the earth rod. Right. Yep. I'm just going to hit the test button. So we got 0.27. Let's just switch that over to. That was line and neutral. Right. Let's do. So 14.37. Okay, it's not bad. I mean, obviously it is a TT system, so actually as things go, that's probably not a bad reading at all. So I'll reconnect that and then do the PFC and PSC. Let's pop that back in. Switch that off. Not that I should get any issues, but well, pop it back up there. Where's my Torx clamp part? Let's just do loop again with the everything all connected. Hopefully our gas and water bonding should make. much of a difference having the gas and water bonding 1 ohm basically. Right, PFC. Well, this one's PSC actually first. So I think that's what I tested last on one of the last jobs. Right. So PSC is 1057. Let's go. Obviously we're testing at the board, so 19 amps for PFC, right. So obviously we take the higher of that reading, so 1057. Brilliant. So, and then we'll do an RCD check. Right guys, so I'm just going to flick it over to do the RCD check. Now it is an AC type RCD, and it's actually 100 milliamp. So I'm not going to do a ramp, I'll do it on auto for now. So yeah, 100 milliamp RCD, AC type. So obviously we shouldn't get anything on the half. Brilliant. So if you can see that, there we go. 29 milliseconds. Let's flick that back on. 19. Right. Let's just. I'll leave it here because then obviously I'll do the test and we'll show it on the screen at the end. He says. Alright, so it doesn't do it 5 times. So we are looking at 29 milliseconds on 1 times and 19 also 1 times, but on the 180 degrees. So manual test is on 5 times is 6 milliseconds. We'll flick that and do it on the half phase. (16 milliseconds). So yeah, we're absolutely fine. And then I always like to do a ramp test just to see what it is functioning at. So yeah, so 100 milliamp RCD, and it's actually tripping out at 70 milliamps. So I would say it's definitely doing its job. So, right, gonna get tidied up, guys, and then sort out these, sort of the CPC sleeving for the sockets upstairs. But other than that, that's the job done. So there are a few things that are going to make it an unsatisfactory on the report. I've already made the client aware of those, so we'll put together a plan to rectify it. There's nothing, thankfully, there's nothing majorly wrong here. There's obviously a few bits and pieces that somebody's obviously had to go themselves. There are some limitations that obviously will be marked up on the certificate. But all in all, I think it's been a very successful EICR for this client. Like I said, they've got three final circuits, and all 3 final circuits actually test okay. They are complete final circuits. So yeah, that you know, no having to mess around looking for faults on those. But yeah, a couple of issues that we do need to address, but nothing that's catastrophic. So guys, remember, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will catch you again another day. Cheers.